The blackness of space, outside the Odyssey's view screen, glittered with an unnatural brilliance, as if a distant star had shattered into a million perfect, geometric fractals. It was a beauty that chilled Dr. Aris Thorne, head of xenolinguistics and first contact protocols. This wasn't a nebula, it was a construct, an impossibly vast, shimmering lattice of pure energy. Dr. Thorne, inbound contact, Lieutenant Jian Lee reported, her voice hushed. No discernible physical form. Energy readings are infinite. They call themselves the lumina. On the main view screen, the crystalline lattice seemed to coalesce, forming an entity of pure light. It communicated not with words, but with a cascade of iridescent light patterns, directly translating into Thorne's mind as perfect, unblemished mathematics. Anomaly detected. Matter signature. Inefficient form, the lumina projected. Your coarse energy emissions disrupt the universal harmony. Submit to theoretical nullification. Assimilation into pure light is the only logical conclusion. Commander Eva Rostova, Odyssey's military lead, frowned. Nullification. Doctor, are they talking about shutting us down or erasing us from existence? They believe physical matter is a flaw, Commander, Thorne replied, his eyes fixated on the abstract alien. They exist as pure energy and logic. They see us as a chaotic imperfection to be corrected. To the lumina, he projected, this is Dr. Aris Thorne of the Human Confederation vessel Odyssey. We are a scientific and diplomatic mission. Our presence is for peaceful exploration of the universe, in all its forms. The lumina's light pulsed, a ripple of perfect mathematical equations. Chaos, unacceptable. We offer a swift cessation of your physical inconsistency. Your energy will be returned to the universal harmony. Then, with chilling grace, the vast energy lattice around the Odyssey pulsed. The ship shuddered violently. Alarms screamed as power levels plummeted. Lights flickered, life support whined, and the hum of the fusion core sputtered into silence. Power failure, Lee shouted, struggling with her console. Complete energy suppression. All systems are dying. It's like a perfect anti-energy field. Rostova slammed a fist on her armrest. They just turned us off. How? Our shields were rated for a supernova. Thorne felt the cold, hard logic of the lumina's attack. They hadn't struck with force, but with a theoretical perfection. They had created a localized field that perfectly canceled out every known form of energy. From the fusion of stars to the electrical impulses in a human brain. It was a cage of absolute, elegant nothingness. They believe their theoretical models are absolute, Thorne murmured, a thought forming in his mind, unsettling but brilliant. Their trap is flawless because they've accounted for every asterisk perfect variable. But humanity, we excel at the imperfect. The lumina's light patterns pulsed closer, an intricate, inescapable mathematical spiderweb. The process of dissipation is underway. Embrace the logic. Resistank. Commander Rostova, Thorne interrupted, his voice cutting through the gloom. Reroute emergency power to the warp drive's quantum oscillation coils. Lieutenant Lee, I need a manual override of the primary energy conduit. We're going to generate a controlled imperfection. Rostova stared. Doctor, the warp drive's coils are designed to tear spacetime, not generate energy. And we barely have enough power to boil water. Precisely, Thorn declared, a strange, manic energy in his eyes. The Lumina's field perfectly cancels known, stable asterisk energy. But our warp drive at minimum power doesn't generate stable energy. It generates quantum noise, fluctuations, anomalies. It's messy, unpredictable. It's the very antithesis of their perfect logic. Lee, her hands flying over the dying console, finally got the manual override to respond. A faint, almost imperceptible hum started deep within the Odyssey, then a shudder. The Lumina pulsed. Irregular energy signature detected, inefficient, a statistical anomaly. Exactly, Thorn transmitted, his voice full of a defiant triumph. We are a species of glorious statistical anomalies. We don't just understand the rules, Lumina. We know how to bend them. We know how to break them. We know how to introduce a little bit of asterisk chaos asterisk into your perfect harmony. The Odyssey's hull began to vibrate, not with power, but with a rapid, almost random oscillation of quantum fields. It wasn't energy. It was anti-energy, energy in flux, a pure, concentrated noise that assaulted the Lumina's elegant cage. Inconsistent, unquantifiable, the field is compromised. Statistical divergence at 7.3 sigma. Abhorrent, abhorrent, abhorrent. The Lumina's projected thoughts were now fractured, filled with what could only be described as panic. The perfect energy lattice surrounding the Odyssey began to ripple, not elegantly, but violently, like a glass shattering from within. Cracks of pure darkness spiderwebbed across the shimmering light. They can't compute it, Thorn said, watching the Lumina's breakdown. Their perfect equations have no variable for stubborn human ingenuity or the power of a truly broken rule. They built a trap for logic, not for life. With a final, desperate flash, the Lumina's energy cage disintegrated, collapsing into a storm of meaningless light and unquantifiable energy. The Odyssey's lights flickered back on, and the hum of the fusion core returned, albeit with a shaky breath. The Lumina entity, its form now unstable and fragmented, pulsed one last, desperate thought. Analysis required. Humanity is an unacceptable variable. Then it dissolved, retreating back into the glittering void, its perfect mathematical prison utterly shattered by the chaotic, unpredictable nature of human science. "They're gone, Doctor," Lee breathed, rubbing her head. "My sensors are showing a universe of quantum fluctuations where their prison was." "A little bit of glorious human mess," Thorn said, a weary but triumphant smile on his face. "Commander, prepare a long-range transmission. To the Lumina, if they're still listening. Humanity values peace, but our ingenuity doesn't adhere to your perfect logic. Our strength comes from our imperfections. Perhaps, next time, you might consider collaborating with the variables. You might be surprised what chaos can achieve." The Odyssey continued its journey, leaving behind a shattered trap and a universe that had just learned a profound lesson. Sometimes the greatest strength wasn't perfection, but the boundless, unpredictable power of a species that embraced its flaws. And for that, the void itself resonated with a quiet, triumphant hum.